Hi, I'm Ivan Zoot and welcome to my Top Tips video series. Today in the series I want to talk about my top tips for beauty and barber professionals for preventing carpal tunnel issues and challenges. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a licensed barber, and I'm also a certified personal fitness trainer. I got that fitness training and education not to work with bodybuilders and marathon runners, but specifically to work with beauty industry professionals on issues of health, wellness, and long-term durability behind the chair. Carpal tunnel is a challenge. Our carpals, little bones in our wrist, the tunnel, the space in there where all the nerves and the tendons and the good things move back and forth, we can have some challenges with that. Carpal tunnel from repetitive motions, things like scissors, can be a problem in our business. So here are my top tips. Tip number one, stretching exercises. First, our dynamic stretching exercises. It's important to understand the difference between static and dynamic stretching. Dynamic means in motion, static means not in motion. Here's the rules. Dynamic stretching for cold muscles, static stretching for warm muscles. Dynamic for cold, static for warm. So here we go. In the morning in the car on the way into work, do your sock puppets. Like a sock puppet. What does that look like? That looks like this. It looks like the motion of cutting hair. Dynamic stretching exercises are exercises that mimic the motions we will be doing. So for instance, if you're going to throw a baseball, a dynamic stretching exercise might be shoulder rotations like this. But if you're going to cut hair, that's a dynamic stretching exercise. If you're going to manipulate scissors for hair cutting, wrist circles are a dynamic stretching exercise. In the car on the way to work, before you get started, when muscles are tight and muscles are cold, dynamic stretching exercises are wonderful ways to warm up. I have other videos on my YouTube channel, and there's a wealth of information on the internet on dynamic wrist stretching exercises. Once muscles are warm, twice a day, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, 10:30 and 2:30, is perfect for static stretching. Don't do this if your muscles are cold. Let's demonstrate. A static stretch for the wrist might be pulling your hand back, counting to 7 and releasing, dropping your hand down and back, counting to 7 and releasing, and doing multiple sets of those. Or using a stationary object like a countertop or the back of your chair to stretch your wrist in that way. Could be other examples of good static, meaning not in motion, exercises which are ideal for increasing circulation, preventing tightness, and not eliminating, but diminishing the statistical probability of developing carpal tunnel issues. Number one is static stretch. Number two is dynamic stretch. Number three is mix up the workflow. What I mean by that is, if you do this all day long, you're asking for a repetitive motion injury. Pick up a clipper, do a little of this, do a little of this. If you do this with a clipper all day long, mix it up and do a little bit of this, or switch to perhaps a cutting razor. There's a lot of other tools we can use that will provide us with options for varying up the workflow to reduce the repetitive injury and stress. Lastly, I want to just talk about scissors briefly. There are offset style scissors, or I'm sorry, conventional parallel style scissors where the two finger rings are close to one another, where our thumb is pinched in tight and we're creating impingement in the wrist, which manifests itself as pain in the shoulder as well. There are also offset type scissors, where that thumb ring is offset and not parallel as we see it in a traditional opposing view setup on a scissors. So get to know your scissors. There are swivel thumbs that can release some pressure and a variety of wonderful offset styles. So the tools you use and choose, even something like a lightweight cordless clipper as opposed to a large heavyweight corded clipper, can reduce stress and strain on your wrists and other parts of your body. IvanZoot.com is my website. Here on my YouTube channel, there's lots more videos in the Top Tips series. Thanks for watching and have a great day.